my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't conform, no, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. I won't think like the world no more. I got new thoughts from heaven's door. Old ways gone, new heart start. God changed me from the inside party. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't go for I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't go for I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't go for I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind, change my life, change it. I won't go for I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Don't go more. Change my mind, change it. Change my mind, change my mind, change my mind, change my mind. Change it. Change my mind by the word. By the word. Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my mind. Renew my mind. Change my life. Change it. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed by His word. Renew my mind. Change my life. Change it. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind. Change my life. Change it. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed. Yes, Lord. Renew my mind. Change my life. Change it. I won't conform. No, I'm transformed. Yes, think like the world no more. I got new thoughts from heaven's door. Old ways gone, new
Good morning.
heart start. God changed me from the inside party.
I'm a little mad. I'm a little angry.
Over mind, change my change it, change my mind, change it, change my mind, change my life. Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my life by the word. By the word. Change my life. Renew my mind.
Woo! Renewed gospel. Renewed gospel. Renew my mind. I'm telling you right now, I'm a little angry. I'm a little mad, man. Got a little heated this morning in the workout class, in the spin class on the bike. And I told the instructor that I ain't sweating that hard. And then I said, this easy. Then the lady proceeded to say something, stay for the whole class, which is irrelevant. But it got the competitor in me going, and I can't wait the next Tuesday. I can't wait the next Tuesday because I'm going to sit right next to her. I want that smoke. Friendly competition, that's all it is. But then I got to thinking, after, if y'all was on my live last night, what I had said, how Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starter for 2026, which is true. But they still don't believe in him, and he's still in a lose-lose situation. And the reason why I say he's still in a lose-lose situation, because if he do good, they going to hate on him even more. And if he lose, they're going to draft the quarterback. Now, I know It ain't all gonna be on him. It's gonna be on the coach, whoever they hire, which I got a kind of idea after what news done came out. And then it's gonna be on the team and whatever else they put around them through this draft. Because it's looking like they not gonna draft a quarterback. But if they do draft a quarterback, they need to trade Shedeur. Now, the big news that happened in this morning is, I said it last night. I don't know how 100%, more than 100% I got to be. I said John Harbaugh probably going to the Giants. They finalizing a 5-year deal with former Raven coach John Harbaugh, making him one of the NFL high-paid coaches. But Harbaugh has accepted the job as the first opening is filled. If John Harbaugh going to New York, to the Giants, this probably the reason why, or a big part of the reason why he going to New York, is this right here. This the first part. Then when I first seen it, that made me think about, dang, man, Harbaugh going to the Giants. So there, all the information that came out. Then we get to this one right here. I want to see, tell me if y'all can see it. Because what I'm about to read is the most important part. And this going to explain why Shedeur still in the lose-lose situation. Not because the Giants hiring Jim Harbaugh, not because he getting a 5-year deal, not because the Browns still on the coaching search. This first paragraph right here is exactly why Shedeur Sanders is still in the lose-lose situation. The 63-year-old had an in-person interview with the Giants on Wednesday, talking about John Harbaugh. Second sentence. First-round quarterback Jackson Dart was reportedly involved in the meeting. That's all you need to hear. First-round quarterback Jackson Dart was reportedly involved in the meeting. Now, I know they say Shedeur was drafted in the 5th round. He was a 5th rounder. Then Andrew Berry come out and say they ain't got no quarterback solidified. The coach going to be part of the process. But they still don't believe in Shedeur. Because if they did, they would involve Shedeur in this process. They ain't handicapping nobody. You ain't handicapping a coach. If John Harbaugh, the best available coach, what they telling us, the best available coach, if the Giants bring their quarterback in the meeting to help them get the coach, why can't the Browns do the same thing? What I'm saying is, why can't the Browns do the same thing? Hell, bring both of all three of them in then. Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur. If you ain't sure, bring all three of them in. That don't make no sense, bro. I don't want to hear Jackson Dart with a 1st rounder. That's why. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Because Shedeur should have been a 1st rounder. I'm going to keep saying, I know we 7-8 months from April, about to be a whole year coming up. I don't care. Tell me the truth. The play from Shedeur was a 1st round play.
The biggest headline for the New York Giants and one they have been waiting for. Sources say John Harbaugh and the New York Giants are finalizing a 5-year deal for him to be the new coach of the New York Giants, a deal which reaches upwards of $20 million, almost there, going to make him one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL. He was going to be expensive, They knew that he was going to bring in a big staff. It was going to take a lot, and the Giants were willing. John Mara and the New York Giants, Joe Shane, the general manager, leading this search for the number one candidate, and really someone who yesterday they made a major push for, brought Harbaugh into the building, cleared everyone else out, got the key parts, including the GM, including the owner, including Jackson Dart, by the way, to come in and pitch John Harbaugh on their opportunity. Ended up leaving the facility, and tentatively scheduled he had the Tennessee Titans schedule a flight to fly to him to talk to them. They're willing to go all into with a huge package to try to get Harbaugh to be their coach. They agreed to a deal late in the afternoon, tried to keep it quiet, and ended up getting out there around 11 o'clock or so last night for some of the local guys. It is going to be official this morning. John Harbaugh going to be the next coach of the New York Giants. Todd Monken slated to be his offensive coordinator. A big win today for the Giants. The
$20 million. I know Jimmy Haslam cheap self. They ain't went about to get no coach no $20 million. $20 million a year. I ain't saying John Harbaugh ain't no good coach and all that, but you better win a Super Bowl. And if he going there and the Giants putting all that money behind him, I'm thinking or banking they think he gonna win the Super Bowl at least in the next 2-3 years. Then he bring the offensive coordinator, so from the Ravens, so he out as the Browns coach. Because here it is right here. Here's the list. The Browns had already interviewed him. The Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken, they had already interviewed him. And now you see the list, the rest of the list. You can scratch John Harbaugh's name off of there because they had a date scheduled, but they ain't getting to it. And then the last three at the bottom right here, Joe Brady, Chris, and Jeff, they still, well, Jeff out, but they were still in the playoffs. So, that's why they ain't had them scheduled yet to interview. But pretty soon, they're going to interview these other guys, the other two right now, or three that they got up there, and we going to see. But like we read last night, Mike McDaniel, I ain't going to say he the front runner, but I'm still going to say I think the Browns get their head coach before the end of the month. I'm thinking they're going to get their head coach before the end of the month because, like y'all saying, Robinson and all that, they saying the interviews, they scheduling anything back to back. They scheduling anything back to back. We ain't gonna know till it really happens. You're right. But that's what I'm saying. This all speculation until official report like Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, because I ain't believing none of the Cleveland media. I ain't believing nothing they say. Until they come out that the Browns done hired such and such, then that's who we rocking with. Like Tony Rizzo said, we going to have to be positive, and whoever the Browns hire, we going to have to back them and just hopefully and pray that he backs Shedeur Sanders. Because this foolery, man. This foolery. And this got some truth to it right here because the Giants was everywhere with Shedeur. That's why I'm like, why they put out these fake narratives about Shedeur and all that, man? But I did that video months ago, right when it happened, the leaked tapes and all that. Y'all go check them out, man. Because I'm still diving deep into this. Joe, the GM, reportedly scouted Shedeur Sanders extensively with reports indicating he lived in Boulder, and the Giants had scouting presence at every Colorado game, though not necessarily scoring personally at all. For Jackson Dart, scoring is believed to have scouted just one game in person. Reports indicate Jackson Dart was strongly preferred by Brian Daboll due to his fit demeanor in meetings, and Josh Allen-like traits. Reports show Joe rated Cam Ward as his clear #1 quarterback in 2025 class, but by far the best per league sources. With the highest upside, arm talent, and playmaking ability, he aggressively tried trading up to #1, offering massive assets to secure Ward as the franchise guy. The Giants ultimately drafted Dart over Sanders in the 2025 NFL draft. Now, it's gonna be, yeah, I got the email. It's gonna be, I told y'all, 2 to 3, 4 more years. So I hope y'all locking in with me. Hit that subscribe button, because we gonna stay on it. And I definitely got the receipts. I got a whole playlist with all these videos in it. If Brian Daboll told in the draft that Jackson Dart, that means he had more pull and say in the roster at that point in time than probably any other coach. But we already know Kevin Stefanski wanted Dylan Gabriel, so they drafted him. But the trade back in the first round to get Jackson Dart, and then for you to get fired, I don't know if that was a good move or not. But if the GM was looking at Shedeur or even Cam Ward, and he tried everything to trade up, and still could have got Shedeur, but man, that baffles me, man. That the same. That about the same as, well, see, the Ravens and the Eagles ain't put out no narratives about Shedeur. The Giants did. So that would make me think, like I'm saying, they wanted the bury Shedeur. Collusion. They were part of the collusion. I ain't gonna say all that, man, Robert. I ain't gonna say that. I think he went for the money. I think they went for the no money. What 420 at? I know I'm early. I just had to jump on. Because when I say it clickbait, you lying. Shedeur Sanders would be QB1 in 2026. Bruh. Ain't nobody hurt by this situation. I ain't crying. But this don't affect me no kind of way, bro. I'm just reporting the facts. That's all I'm saying. Then the next thing, on the other hand, hey, you want to come look at these numbers over here, you'll see why I'm talking about it. That's all I'm saying. But you can stay there, just hit the like button.
Who they hire. And yeah, but the big thing I've heard from NFL people is like, you know, there's just not a good enough draft class. So it's not like you're going to use a first round pick on a guy. If you're not going to use a first round pick on a guy and you have some equity in both those guys, let those two fight it out. Because if one of those two, and if Shedeur specifically can be the guy, you know, the next 3 years you can build a monster in Cleveland because you're not spending anything on quarterback. And that's where it relates to my job, right? Like, we have a budget, whatever your budget is, that's what your budget is. There's just not a good enough year to get the starter ready. That's it. And, you know, obviously that wasn't going to happen. That didn't work this year. I don't know. Like, it feels like they're going to keep him, but tell me who they hire. And in the NFL, so at quarterbacks that need quarterback class, who they hire, and it's going to depend.
What do you think of Shedeur?
Other things I didn't have before.
All right, I got to get to it here.
I was a minute too early.
What do you think of Shedeur? Is he the quarterback of the future? What would you do if you were the Browns?
So, I mean, again, it's going to depend on who they hire, right? Because who they hire is going to be everything. But I think I wouldn't do it, but I think they're going to roll with him. And the reason is it's just a really weak quarterback class. It just is. Now, who do they hire to become the coach? Now, that's the other question, because if he's an offensive guy or the offensive coordinator is going to bring a quarterback with him, right? And so if it's one of those vet quarterbacks that needs a second chance, I don't think you can keep Shedeur if you draft somebody else. You just can't, because
you're right about that. You can't keep Shedeur if you draft another quarterback. I've been saying that. And it ain't the fact that Shedeur ain't good, Shedeur ain't this. Is what he about to say next. And he ain't the only one that done said it. But at the same time, Shedeur the best quarterback on the roster. But if you draft another quarterback, it's going to be put Shedeur in. When that quarterback, whoever you draft, start messing up or playing like Dylan Gabriel.
He's so polarizing and popular. Like, you can't have that guy as your backup quarterback. You know, in college football, your backup quarterback sometimes is your most popular player, because everybody thinks like, well, just pull this guy, the next guy's better. In the NFL, the backup quarterback is simply there to get the starter ready. That's it. And, you know, obviously that wasn't going to happen. That didn't work this year. I don't know. Like, I feel like they're going to keep him, but tell me who they hire. And yeah, but the big thing I've heard from NFL people is like, you know, there's just not a good enough draft class. So it's not like you're going to use a first-round pick on a guy. If you're not going to use a first-round pick on a guy and you have some equity in both those guys, let those two fight it out. Because if one of those two, and if Shedeur specifically can be the guy, you know, the next 3 years you can build a monster in Cleveland because you're not spending anything on quarterback.
Andrew Berry said we got him in a steep discount. That's why I was like, first of all, let me say this first. Now, all of a sudden, this is a weak quarterback class. But at the beginning of the year, they were telling us, yeah, I found it. They were telling us that no, this is a strong quarterback class. 2025 quarterback class was weak. That's what they were saying. But I said, how is they anointing these dudes in the first round and we ain't even played the college football yet? I told y'all this. I remember I said, bro, we ain't even played a snap of the college football season, and they saying Garrett Nussmeier, North Seller, Clay Klubnik, Drew Aller. They were saying they were better than Shedeur and going in the first round. This is it. Like I said, bro, I don't see what they was doing. And then it showed this year. I don't want to hear about Garrett Nussmeier got hurt, Drew Aller got hurt. I don't want to hear about none of that because they weren't doing that anyway. And the Sellers gonna stay. He wasn't doing nothing. He's staying. Tony G said he likes Sellers. He the best quarterback he see. He stayed in college. Dante Moore going number 2. He stayed in college. His name wasn't even mentioned until Oregon started winning. I'm telling you. Then they had the Browns drafting Clay Klubnik. This man ain't even in the Garrett Nussmeier on the mock draft I seen. He going in the 3rd round. Clay Klubnik, I ain't even see his name. Drew Aller, I don't know where he going. Then you got Carson Beck. I don't know where he going. But Carson Beck probably better than all these quarterbacks right here. Just based on that he taking their team to the national championship. That means he better than Cam Ward. Based on what the trolls and the haters be saying. Do it make sense? Or it don't make no sense? Cleveland don't know what happening in Cleveland. Sure don't. But he got film to work with now. He know what he said it out of his own mouth. Shedeur got film to work with, and he know what they expect now. Like when you weren't getting the treatment like the other quarterbacks was getting, as soon as you got drafted, then you don't know, you mentally in your head, you physically, there, but you mentally gone and checked out and like, bruh, like what going on? Why I ain't getting no chance? Then when he finally do, it's like, oh, he played bad. But you not realizing that the situation he was in, far as first team reps, getting developed, not the playbook, but getting developed and having chemistry and all this with his receivers and the offensive line and all this, he was behind all these quarterbacks. Jackson Dart started playing way early in the season. Cam Ward started the season from jump. Tyler Show started playing early in the season before Shedeur, but still was getting first team reps in training camp. Dylan Gabriel started before Shedeur and was getting first team reps in training. All these quarterbacks were getting first team reps in training camp besides Shedeur. But they still don't believe. But I'm saying he got film now. He know what he need to work on. He know the speed of the game now. Like just every time you start something new, unless you just that girl or that guy, you ain't gonna figure it out as soon as you get in there. When you start a new job or something new, it's gonna take you a minute to learn. And then when you get in that groove to where you can do it unconsciously or just muscle memory, then boom, there you is. There you is. So if he can get the coach that believe in him, like the Bears did for Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams was number 1 overall pick. Oh, look, I don't care. Shedeur should have been number 1 overall pick. If Shedeur can get a coach that believe in him and they build their offensive line and get a receiver, trade the Jag. That's who they need to trade first. Trade the Jag. Get you a true number 1 receiver and go draft a receiver. Better yet, go get Jimmy Horn, LeJontay Wester, pick up Will Shepard. I'll take any of them better than the Jag. Any of them. Somebody he already got chemistry with. They did it for Cam Ward. I don't care if he was the number 1 pick. They brought Cam Ward 4'6", 4'7" receiver friend in there for training camp. I don't care what his stats was. They brought him in for training camp just for Cam Ward. And I know them 3 names, even Jimmy, better than him.
And that's where it relates to my job, right? Like we have a budget, whatever your budget is, that's what your budget is.
The Jag is Jared Judy.
And, if you can get a discount on one of your best players, well, that allows you to put a better team. We say that to kids that we're trying to get to come back. Like, hey, dude, you might be worth more out on the market, but if you can do us a solid, take a little bit less money, then we can get you better teammates and have more success next year. I think that's obviously what Cleveland wants to do. All of these teams that have been built into these juggernauts, that's what they've done, right? San Francisco, they got Garoppolo, but I mean, really getting Purdy just allowed them to load up this roster with like all-stars. I mean, that's what Philadelphia did until they got Jalen Hurts, right? So, I mean, that's the dream, but I think they're going to keep him. I think he's a slightly better version of who he was. I didn't think I don't know why Stefanski took him off the field for that 2-point conversion. That made no sense to me at all. Probably is that what got him fired, do you think, guys?
I think so. Because based on what Andrew Berry said about the development, Shedeur was hot, then you take him off the field and run a 2-point conversion play in a Wildcat that didn't make no sense. Even when Shedeur drove the ball down there and they ran the Wildcat with Quinshawn, not saying I don't like Quinshawn running it, but it didn't make no sense. Because we ain't never seen that Wildcat with Dylan Gabriel. Why all of a sudden, when we get in the red zone, we see the Wildcat with Shedeur Sanders when he hot. It ain't like he throwing bad passes. Man was hot. Like you run the ball. When Dylan Gabriel was in there, you run the ball down there with Quinshawn, and then you play action to give Dylan Gabriel the touchdown. Go look at it. That game, Dylan Gabriel got nominated for Rookie of the Week. Both of them touchdowns was on like the 2 or 3 yard line when Quinshawn had ran the ball all the way down there. Then they play action and give Dylan Gabriel the touchdowns. But that's the type stuff. That's why I say I'm still gonna say it until he prove me otherwise. Andrew Barrett set it up for Shedeur to be the franchise quarterback. Then he slipped up and said week 1 for Shedeur. Week 1 for Shedeur. This after the season. Now, what you talking about week 1? Week 1 ain't till next year. So you talking about Shedeur's gonna start week 1 next year? That what you saying, Andrew? Exactly. You can't take it back. You said it live on the TV. So you got to build around this man, bro. Even if Shedeur ain't on the Browns. Whoever the quarterback is, you still gonna have to build around. Because like I told y'all, any of these quarterbacks coming out, they've been in a perfect system with the perfect coach, with the perfect offensive line, with the perfect running game. They ain't now one on been in that 5. What's gonna happen to Fernando Mendoza unless he just already the GOAT? Because we don't know. If he already that guy and he that special, let's see what he do with that Raiders offensive line if they don't fix it. Let's see what he do when they crowd the line like they've been doing Shedeur and they send that blitz and that pressure and the offensive line don't pick it up. Let's see if he make the right protection call. What I'm saying is the Browns when the other team were playing against the Browns with Shedeur Sanders back there quarterback, they pressured the line, had 7 men standing up on the line of scrimmage. They didn't confuse Shedeur. They confused the offensive line. Not one time did Shedeur throw the interception and it was directly at the defender. Oh, yeah, he did. No, they ain't catch him. It don't count. It don't count. Just like you count the ones where it bounced off the receiver hands and the defender caught it, you count them. But don't tell me you going to count the ones Shedeur threw to the defender hand and they dropped it. Don't tell me you going to count them interceptions, so you don't need to count the ones that got deflected. When the receiver's hand, the ball was in their hands and they caught it, should have caught it, and they dropped it and it got an interception. The ball hit just Jag in the chest for a touchdown. And he dropped it. Fannin hit him in his hands in the Bears game. All 3 of them was in the Bears game. The Jag dropped the touchdown. Fannin had the catch in his hands and dropped it. Isaiah Bond on that deep pass in his hands dropped it. Go watch the film. You couldn't throw the ball no perfect. Because they ain't getting no separation. You got the worst offensive line in the league, the worst receiving core in the league, the most pressure quarterback. But at the same time, brother, yesterday were telling me that Shedeur held on to the ball the longest. It didn't make no sense. I'm looking at the game, looking at the film. The man ain't got no time to throw nothing. He got to run. He got to scramble. Oh, my goodness, bro.
Which one? Because there was one where he hurt his pinky and people were freaking out in the stadium, but there were a couple of other ones.
It was the one to win.
Y'all know damn well what 2-point conversion he talking about. Don't be acting stupid. Why did do it? Why would he say? Why would Lyman Anthony, whatever his name is, say?
The game. What week was it? God, it's the one to win the game.
It's over.
I mean, that and Doug, I mean, they lost so many games over the last 2 years, so it's tough to survive that no matter who you are.
Yeah. Who are they going to hire?
Well, that's what I want to ask you next, because we've been talking about guys that I'm sure might not be at the front of your brain. I don't even know if you know who they are. Grant Udinsky, okay, is one of them. He's the offensive coordinator who does not call the plays under Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. There's Nathan Shieldhouse, another name, up-and-coming guy with the Rams, so he's going to be on that McVay tree. And I thought you'd be interesting to ask because of you getting the job that you got. You might have some interesting perspective on where coaches need to come from, because for years it was always, all right, you're the grad assistant and you work your way up, or you're an ops guy. and you have to do the recruiting and live on the road with all the fast food. Now, there are guys that can kind of jump ahead. We saw that with Brandon Staley, who's a kid from Northeast Ohio, who ends up becoming the head coach of the Chargers. It didn't go well, but you see guys highest.
You guys brought up a great point about Boeheim. Like, I don't think people know what coaches actually do. They just don't. I think they think we do like everything, like literally everything. And the job does, at different levels does require everything. But, in terms of the NFL, this one I actually have a great working knowledge of. One of my closest friends is Tom Telesco. He was the Chargers GM for 11 years, Raiders for a year. And, his thing is he kind of lined out for me, like how you actually do it. And that, he hired Staley. So I was very well informed in that process. And Steenbook was
one more little section in there. Hold on.
Next, what's the about Billick? And that you're gonna go coach, but of other rosters and who can have it, are gonna come work with you. And it's not as necessarily going to be what things that you're going to do. So right place, because I think look at the Lions and how they struggled this year. Right? You got Dan Campbell calling questions. I know how to coach basketball. I've coached basketball 15, 20 years to hire people that know what you don't, knows how to call plays. And then you have to can coach defense with the personnel that you've done or whatever. But Liam Cohen is the perfect example that, think about how that press conference was way better. Year one, they're way better. Browns are in their growth or in their, I think that whoever you hire has to understand better. So, I think that whoever you hire has to understand where the Browns are in their growth or in their rebuild. And you got to be all aligned together, and they got to have a plan. Okay, if it's going to be Shedeur, it's got to be somebody who Shedeur can work with. If it's going to be a different quarterback, or if they're just going to proceed and, punt for a year on the quarterback position, what's that going to look like? That's what I think they're going to do. Is I think this is going to be a transition year. It's going to be pretty hard, but they're going to load up with talent, use that draft, and just, have a super young team, kind of like the Packers. See if see if Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel can be the guy, and if they can't, then they'll go draft a high draft pick next year.
Doug,
he in a lose-lose situation. If the man, a coach, he said he thinking the Browns gonna punt the season. That means they're gonna lose again on purpose, just so they can draft a quarterback in 2027. Because this is supposed to be the draft class with all the quarterbacks. That's what they say about 26. But we seen that ain't true. So 2027 gonna be the class with all the quarterbacks in it, all the good quarterbacks. We gonna punt. So it don't matter what Shedeur do. The only way Shedeur stay secure is if he go to the playoffs. He got to take the Browns from 5 to 4 to 5 and whatever to a playoff team and win in the AFC North. That's what Shedeur got to do. That's what I'm telling you, a lose-lose situation. If he play bad, they lose, get a high draft pick, they drafting the quarterback. If he win, they going to hate him for winning. He got to go to the playoffs. It ain't no you going to win just enough to get us in the 6th pick. Nah, bro. You got to win and take us to the playoffs. You got to leave no doubt in their mind that you the franchise quarterback. And this the type pressure that ain't on nobody else. Ain't no other quarterback in the league got this same pressure. Only a 5th round pick. A 5th round pick that got colluded against. He got all the pressure to carry this team to the playoffs and prove that there's no doubt that he's the franchise quarterback. Because if they come in and they lose, they drafting a quarterback in 27. But with that mentality, I say, bro, trade me now. I don't even want to be in this debacle. I don't want to be in that situation. Yeah, they're going to push that narrative. They are like the own media going to push that narrative. Like, I don't see why. I don't see why. He probably the best one to go coach. Now, let me tell you this right now. Let me tell you this. So, what's going to happen when Jackson Dart ain't doing that good and Jim Harbaugh bench him? What going to happen then? Jim Harbaugh done played with a two-time MVP caliber quarterback for the last 3, 4, 5 years. What Jim Harbaugh going to do, John Harbaugh going to do when Jackson Dart playing trash? I wanted to say another word. When he's sitting on the bench. Y'all favorite person?
Those teams would have not needed a quarterback anymore, and the Browns maybe could have gotten their hands on one of those guys. So I think it has a big impact on this draft, and I think it increases the chances that Shedeur Sanders is going to have that chance to come in and compete for that starting job in 2026. He will be competing with Deshaun Watson. We already know that. And I just don't think right now that there is going to be a rookie that we can think of right at the moment that is going to come in here and overtake him. Now, we could be wrong. What if they see something in Carson Beck? What if they really, really like Carson Beck and think that he can be a winning quarterback for them? I mean, I suppose something like that could happen. Or they could go the veteran route, right? They could decide to go try to sign a Malik Willis or trade for a veteran quarterback. So a lot of things can still happen before we get to training camp and figure out who is actually going to be competing for this starting job. But for today's news, I think the fact that Dante Moore is not coming out, and I know for a fact that a lot of teams thought it was going to be those 3 guys coming out, and that college football playoff game kind of shook up the landscape there a little bit and probably sent him right back to school. So I do think that it has this impact on Shedeur, and it's good news for Shedeur.
Yeah, and
I don't want it to be good news by default. I don't want it to be good news by default because Dante Moore staying in college like he was going to be the franchise savior. Like Mendoza, the franchise savior. I don't want Shedeur to be the starter by default, but that's what it's looking like. Then, why we always got to have a competition? Don't nobody else having the quarterback competition. They either gonna name their starter or they about to get their starter. Ain't nobody in the NFL having a competition. We already done had a quarterback competition. The owner that came out and said Deshaun Watson was a big swing and a miss. Why do he have to compete with Deshaun? If the Browns don't trade Deshaun Watson, don't tell me it's going to be a quarterback competition. I ain't trying to go through that again. And then y'all going to say Shedeur ain't this, Shedeur ain't that. He don't know this protection. He don't know that protection. Then Deshaun start the season and then he go right back. Then you're right back down to the thing you've been doing because you're going to play Deshaun as long as possible and let him lose all these games so by the time Shedeur come in, he can't save you. Don't do that. Please don't. But if y'all planning on putting the season, I'm guessing that's what they about to do. That's what I'm saying, man, Robert. It ain't nothing but they setting it up to have a quarterback competition, just like they've been doing. They talking about stuff that ain't even been said. And now everybody in the frizz, the media, the internet, the YouTubers, everybody taking it and run with it. It ain't nothing been said, actually. Because the Browns, they don't reveal nothing. They'll lie, but they don't reveal nothing. I just don't see why it need to be another quarterback competition. But I don't want it to be by default. because we done seen, the reason why I say that is because we done seen the film. We done watched the games. He clearly better than Dylan Gabriel. Deshaun Watson coming off 2 Achilles tears. 2. And you mean to tell me he gonna be that much better? The man ain't been MVP caliber since he been in Cleveland. I don't care if it was under Kevin Stefanski. Because if it's under Mike McDaniel or whoever the Browns hire as head coach, you mean to tell me after 2 Achilles, after staying out 2 years of football, he gonna be able to come in and replicate the MVP that he used to be? The MVP caliber that he used to be? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because guess what? This what they ain't telling you. All 3 of them got to learn the playbook. Guess what if the Browns draft a quarterback? He got to learn the playbook. So when they start saying, especially Mary Kay, when they start saying Shedeur is behind, Shedeur ain't know the protection call, Shedeur slow developing, remember that. All 3 of them got to learn the playbook. 4 if they draft a quarterback. Because there's a new coach, going to be a new offense. Got to learn the playbook. That's what I'm saying. 2 Achilles tears, and you telling me he going to compete? I hope they don't have no competition. Let's watch a little more. Let's see what they do. This one of the haters. I did a video on him not too long ago. This one of the haters talking about Shedeur. He said the same thing, but it said Shedeur don't need to be on the team.
And I think, like, you know, the more I think about this class, and obviously, Ashley, it would have depended on what the Jets wanted to do at number 2. You know, I don't know how Ty Simpson is going to end up getting graded. I mean, he could end up being a day 2 guy. I don't even, or he could be the number 5 pick or whatever, you know, like I have no idea where he's going to end up getting graded. But I think this went from, you know, could the Browns maybe convince the Jets to trade out and look at 2027 for their quarterback, to, well, now I guess I got to talk myself back into a guy like Garrett Nussmeier, who at the beginning of the college season might have been a number 1 pick, and now he's sort of fallen off. You know, Mary Kay mentioned Carson Beck. You know, I don't know where Cade Klubnik is going to end up in all of this, and all of these kind of random names. It just feels like this news, you know, at least entertaining the idea of the Browns trading up for Dante Moore. Now with the fact that he's not going to be there, it just, to me, it feels like we could be looking at, is this year going to feel a lot like last year where the Browns have a veteran and they have Shedeur Sanders and maybe they draft a guy on day 2 or day 3 that they bring in to compete? Are we just sort of looking at a quarterback setup similar to what we had last year?
Man, they don't want Shedeur out there so bad. They just throwing out these dudes' names, saying that they was a first rounder and clearly seen the season. They don't want Shedeur in there. Man, it's ridiculous. Appreciate you, big dog. Simpson got his job took by a freshman at Bama. They didn't watch that. They said he was hurt. I don't know. They got blowed out. So Alabama ain't the same Alabama. I said it before. I don't know what Nick Saban took with him, but he ain't gave it back. When Nick Saban left Alabama, he took something. Cause they ain't the same Alabama. Bridget, you ain't telling me nothing else. Dante Moore was behind Dylan Gabriel. He was the backup to Dylan Gabriel. If they said Arch Manning couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers, and Arch Manning ain't better than Quinn Ewers, how is Dante Moore better than Dylan Gabriel? Just stats alone. They ain't about stats. Stats alone, what these pros and these haters use, Dante Moore ain't even throw as many yards and touchdowns as Dylan Gabriel. Come on now. Mendoza neither. He won the Heisman. Cam Ward and Shedeur threw for over 4,000. Hell, Jackson Dart threw over 4,000 yards and ain't win the Heisman. You tell me what quarterback class better. And let's see what 27 bring. Now, granted, I expect Arch Manning to ball out. That's what I'm saying. They throwing out any name that possible other than trying to keep Shedeur. You don't like Shedeur that much that you gonna bring and throw one of these college dude names out that didn't do nothing. And I said they weren't gonna do nothing, and they didn't. They reaching, bro. Bo Nix better than all of them. Nah, Bo Nix straight with the Broncos. But the thing with Bo Nix is he got a good coach. Sean Payton treat him like Drew Brees. Sean Payton treating Bo Nix at the Broncos like Drew Brees. I ain't saying that he's most accurate and all that. What I'm saying is he got a good coach. But Bo Nix better than Dylan Gabriel, Dante Moore. He better than all them to me. Mac Jones, look, they got to trade for Mac Jones. That's why Mary Kay said trade. But what you going to trade to get Mac Jones? What you going to trade, period? And what veteran you going to sign with no cap space? Ain't nobody talking about that. They ain't got no cap space. That's why Jimmy Haslam done told Andrew Berry, we got to build through the draft. That's why they trying to accumulate all these draft picks. Because that Deshaun Watson contract don't end to the end of the year. And they done stretched out some money. So they really going to have to pay him even after they let him go. They still owe my cousin $12 million. I watched the clip. I can't remember what video it was. I had watched it. Dude said my cousin's name. They owe him $12 million. He was the first name he called. Dalvin Tomlinson, $12 million. I was like, wow. I knew they were still paying him. Because they cut him. You signed a 4-year, $54 million contract, and they cut him in year 2. Willis ain't played. He a vet, but he ain't played in no game like that. Because that the case, he would have took the Tennessee job. I ain't saying he a bad player on that. I ain't saying these players is bad. What I'm saying is make it make sense for me to make it make sense and give me a legitimate reason why Shedeur Sanders shouldn't be the starter. Don't be throwing out random names just because you don't like Shedeur. Give me a legitimate reason from what you've seen on tape that Shedeur Sanders shouldn't be the starter. You throwing out random names. Yeah, they mad. They got to pay Deshaun. So it's like, we going to pay that man $40 million, $80 million, whatever it is. And he going to be the backup. They pulling a Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. Well, that's why I say, bro. That's why I want them to trade 12. It ain't even because he ain't going to be the starter, man. This organization is sell more. How is y'all Cleveland Browns fans? I don't want to hear about nothing about the past. I don't care about y'all like Jim Brown. I don't care about none of that. Why is y'all still fans of the team? Give me a legitimate reason right now why you still a Cleveland Brown fan. I don't want to hear about we won a championship in 1964. That's why I'm a Cleveland Brown fan. Jim Brown was the NFL MVP. He was the best running back to ever play. I don't want to hear nothing about Jim Brown. Bernie Kosar. I don't want to hear nothing about him neither. Them the only 2 players y'all done had. Joe Thomas, Clay Matthews. I don't want to hear nothing about them legends. They ain't playing right now. And I don't want to hear about no Myles Garrett. Man, if Kevin do go to Atlanta, he is keeping. Well, Kirk gonna have to play because Michael Penix out for the season too. He tore his Achilles. ACL. He ain't coming back. That's why I want to start Atlanta Falcon channel. Yeah, they in the debacle too. They are not about to offer the second pick for Shedeur. They are not. Now they can trade one of them late picks to get Shedeur and use and trade back to number 2, see, that could be a high possibility. I wouldn't be mad if you go to the Jets because I know if they trade for Shedeur, they're gonna believe him. Do they just dog out Shedeur? Trolls everywhere. And I still don't understand how you hating on the man. You ain't never met the man. He ain't never did nothing to you. None of that. None of it. Let me watch a little more.
That's what I keep thinking. Like, is it actually going to be more like 2025 than maybe people realized? And again, I think this is just the prime example of how you don't really know draft classes ahead of time, because around this time last year, everyone was obviously talking about, hey, this is a weaker quarterback class. Now, everyone also thought Shedeur Sanders was going to be drafted in the first round, but everyone said, oh, this is going to be a weaker quarterback class. Wait until 2026 when there's Arch Manning and Drew Aller and Lenoris Sellers, right? Like, there were all these names people were throwing out, and obviously that's not what happened, right? Like, we've kicked the can down the road another year with those sort of guys, and it's a much thinner pool than I think everyone was thinking it was going to be by this time last year. The college landscape has gotten so much more unpredictable, and I think NIL has only added to it. It's made it harder to play this guessing game so far out. So I think it just kind of underscores like the importance of when you find the guy, you have to know. But the other thing to remember about the Browns is it's still Andrew Berry making these picks, and we know how this front office thinks. They really
No, you don't.
prioritize where they are picking and the value they can get at that pick. Again, they don't typically trade up a ton. We haven't seen them do it a lot. And they typically are going to maximize the value where they are. They're not going to position hunt, and they're not going to let themselves get backed into a corner. So all of those things, plus Dante Moore coming out, I mean, it certainly, I think, has made the likelihood of them finding that guy in the first round much less likely.
I think the other...
No, Rose, I think you're right. When she... I was just about to say it. I think you're right, because she was talking facts last night on the other video I watched, but now she conceding to what they saying. Man, get out of here, bro. I'm on long today, guys. When I get on early, I can go on, be on longer.
I think that you want to hire a head coach based on his fit with Shedeur Sanders, because I don't think Shedeur has done enough yet to say he's definitely our franchise quarterback.
Agreed.
I mean, our staff right now is starting to evaluate the quarterbacks that are coming out in this draft, and we don't even know if they're going to evaluate one of those guys and really like him, that they'll be able to have a chance to select. And then if they pick a guy in the first round, you know, as much as we've enjoyed the Shedeur Sanders experience here in Cleveland, like that is them saying, hey, we got another guy. We don't need Shedeur as our starting franchise quarterback. If they don't draft a quarterback in the first round and they say, yes, we want to give Shedeur another year, that just means that he's guaranteed kind of to get that opportunity to grow in this year. So I think trying to tie those two together is a bad decision. It's different than if you have a franchise quarterback that you're sure about, that you're going to build around. Then you want to maybe pick a head coach based on that. Kind of with Shedeur, I think he's got a lot.
Good old Joe. I respect Joe. But if you saying Shedeur ain't showed enough, it ain't his fault. It's the Cleveland Browns' fault. Because y'all don't want to have this merry-go-round, this Ferris wheel, this carousel with these quarterbacks that you ain't giving them you ain't give him a chance to see what he could do. You only gave him 7 games. It's 18 games in the season. You gave him 7. And you keep telling me he ain't did enough. When y'all ain't put him in the position to do enough. The Cleveland Browns organization did not put Shedeur Sanders in a situation where you could see if he got enough or not. Quit saying that. Like, if you believe in somebody else, don't keep Shedeur on the roster. Because, like Jason Lloyd said, even though he a Shedeur hater, this the only thing I agree with him when he said this. The Cleveland Browns organization is immature. They cannot handle Shedeur Sanders being a backup quarterback. That is 100% true. So if you're going to have Shedeur on the roster as the second or third string, be prepared for what's about to come next. You got a little taste of it. But now it's going to be even worse because now we got film and actually done seen Shedeur in an NFL game and seen them ball out. And that's a Cleveland Brown legend.
A lot of opportunity to grow into anything that the next head coach wants because he only started about half the season and he really didn't get any practice time giving an opportunity to break any of the bad habits and start playing in rhythm before he became the starter, which it's really hard to learn on the job, especially at quarterback in the middle of the season, because you're not getting just endless reps and practice and film review because you're so focused on getting ready with game plan for that game that weekend. So I think that Shedeur still has an opportunity to prove that he can play within the structure of an offense and he can throw with timing and get rid of some of those bad habits, like always putting the ball in his left hand when he's trying to run. And, you know, he quickly got out of that bad habit of just drifting back and running and trying to escape through the back of the pocket all the time. And so I think if you do get a head coach, one, don't pick it because it fits Shedeur Sanders. Pick him because you think he's a great head coach and you think he's a great culture builder and a great leader. But if you do decide after you go through the draft process that you want to give Shedeur an opportunity to be the starting quarterback for this team next year and beyond, he's got an opportunity to grow into whatever that vision can be with that new offensive coordinator and head coach.
Man, he just reneged. I take that back. I don't know. Joe just confused me then because he just said he ain't showed enough. Then he said he ain't have enough time. Which one is it? You just said he ain't have enough to prove, but then you tell me he ain't have enough time. He ain't have enough time. Now he can be whatever he want with the next coach. Which one is it, Joe? Which one is it? Because I ain't saying the coach got to fit Shedeur, but he got to believe in him. He going to have to believe in 12. He going to have to believe in him. I ain't saying he got to fit as far as you picking the head coach just because Shedeur. No, if the coach believe in him, it's going to work. That made no sense. First he said he didn't, Shedeur ain't showed him enough. Then he said he ain't have enough time. I don't know which one it is. Which one is it? Now, for y'all that was on some other videos, this ESPN is not the Cleveland. This is not the ESPN ranking the Cleveland Browns rookies. This is not that. Because a lot of y'all just believe whatever y'all hear and don't even look at nothing. Some, I ain't saying all y'all, some folk. But somebody done put out and said that they done rank the Cleveland Browns rookies and got Shedeur as the last ranked one. They got two people tied for second, two people tied for third, fourth, and then got Shedeur at fifth. This is not what that is. This is, as a total draft class, ESPN has ranked the Cleveland Browns as number 2, having the second best 2025 draft class. Based on Mason Graham, Carson Schwarzenegger, Quinshawn Judkins, Harry Fanning Jr., Dylan Gabriel, Dylan Sampson, and Shedeur Sanders as the total draft class of all the Cleveland Brown picks from the 2025 NFL draft. The Cleveland Browns had the number 2 ranked draft class from this season. The Saints had the number 1. I ain't calling no names. Y'all did. I know that they were the way they were drafted. Some people just putting out information that ain't accurate. And some people running with it. So I ain't saying nothing. Y'all saying it, not me. I already done had a beef on here, and they ain't want that smoke. And still don't. And they probably in here watching. That's all I'm saying. Cause all 130 and 200, everybody don't talk. Cause I cleared on us the AI channels. I done seen my face on that AI. Y'all email me still to this day with AI channels using my videos. NFL probably watching. But if you can't handle Shedeur being the backup, hire somebody. Because the same way, like I told y'all, the same way they didn't let us hear from Dylan Gabriel after Shedeur became the starter, the same way you could have prevented the media going to Shedeur Locker when he was the third and fourth string. It's the same thing you could have did. But all of a sudden you want to do it with Dylan Gabriel. No. Go draft the quarterback and get a vet. Or let Deshaun Watson start and he start playing bad. You better have that situation controlled already and in place. Damn, they did want to go to Cleveland. Boog said it. I did a video on it. Boog said Coach Prime and Coach Prime and Shedeur, they wanted to go to Cleveland. That's why he said he didn't want to go to the Ravens and the Eagles. That's why the Ravens didn't draft him. They really like Andrew Berry. That what was said. I did a video on it. I don't know. He probably is. I don't know who all in here. All I can see is the ones y'all that's commenting. Them the only ones I can see. And then something I don't know where he at. It is about Shedeur, bro. You must you forgot who channel you on. Yeah, I know you seen me. You seen my handsome, beautiful face on a lot of these videos, because if you ain't been thought about or talked about, that means they don't love you. You know, back when I first did it in Prime Equity, man, that was a distraction. I don't even fool with it no more. I don't even care, because I'm doing my own thing. They can't duplicate but replicate this creativity. Stop making the everything about Shedeur. What this channel is. Come on now. I took everything off this channel just to make it about Shedeur so that algorithm can start hitting. I'm still waiting on the algorithm to blow up. So I can start getting 20, 30,000 a video. That's neither here nor there. I'm just about to show y'all the real clear. I don't even really want to talk about this foolery. But they doing the same thing. Because there ain't no need. It ain't no need to type this in the caption or whatever this is. Intercepting, worthy, and uncatchable throws. Joe Burrow is in the tier of his own. Shedeur Sanders is too. Just not the one you want. Ain't no need to put Shedeur's name in that. Because you could pick any of these other quarterbacks, and whoever making these charts, it don't make no sense. Because y'all got to read this percentage of attempts, of all attempts, season 2025, weeks 1 through 18. Minimum attempts, 210. Shedeur ain't even play until week 12. So these whole charts and whoever making these for clicks is irrelevant, bro. But these haters and these trolls, they using these charts to back up their narrative. Appreciate you. I'm doing a lot of other things, RMJ too. I'm telling you, it's some stuff that in my head that I ain't even brought to fruition yet and brought to y'all, but I'm bringing the other stuff to y'all that y'all seeing. But these charts, man, is irrelevant, bro. Like, Uncatchable throw rate? Wow. Every ball Shedeur throw is catchable. The only time they went uncatchable is when he threw them away. Then what make you pick 210 attempts? The minimum 210 attempts. What make you pick that? What make you pick 210 attempts? When Shedeur only had 212. Don't make no sense, bro. But when a troll and a hater look at that, they gonna run with it. But don't even know Shedeur only threw 212 attempts. That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, y'all got to put in the whole totality in the context of it. 202 minimum attempts, 210. Shedeur had 212. Quarterback efficiency beyond the first read. Scramble drill. Quarterbacks runs and passes. Season 2025, weeks 1 to 18. Minimum relevant plays, 54. This makes no sense. Once again, it ain't no need to put Shedeur name in this. Because your efficiency on second reads and scrambles. When your second read ain't open, guess what you got to do? Let them repost it. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. What the one with the offensive line on it? What the one with the receivers on it? Jet, Jag down here. Oh, Cleveland Browns offensive line ought to be down there too. They ought to be in the negative. But what make you pick 54 plays? What make you pick 215 attempts? 210 attempts? What make you pick them numbers? Bridget, look, they don't care. He a 5th round pick. Y'all putting up stats for a 5th rounder. Y'all putting up stats for a 5th round pick and typing his name up there. Just so you can get somebody to click on it. Look at this. Shedeur Sanders, horrible. Look at it. You ain't looking at nobody else but Shedeur. I do got that hype button on. I don't know if it's on live stream. I don't know if it's on live stream. I know it's on regular video. But you can just hit that share button. Hit that little arrow. Copy the link. Put it wherever you want to put it at. Appreciate you. That's the last little thing I want to talk about right here. Dante Moore came back. That boy jumped right back in the portal. Yeah, I was hyped. A lady at the gym got me hyped. That boy went to Oregon. Dante Moore said he coming back. I'm jumping right back in the portal. Let me show y'all this before I show that. It's 3,068 players in the transfer portal. Only 1,644 have committed. 35 have withdrawn. Think about that now. 3,068 players in the portal. Only 1,644 have committed. Every player don't get picked up. That's the danger of leaving and jumping in the portal. You would sit there and be stuck. TJ Brent, UCL. Let's see who else finally got picked up. These boys ain't got nowhere yet. And they got one more day left. Ryan Starman got picked up. They got one more day left before they be sitting at home. Or just be going to school not playing. I ain't anointing none of these players. I watched a little DeAndre Moore Jr. I watched some of his clips. I ain't anointing nobody, nothing. So that's all I'm gonna say. I seen one of them little safety too from Oklahoma. I think they want to do right here. Yeah, they the hardy dude. I'm not saying they gonna be nothing until I see them in the Colorado uniform and they on the field performing. Right in front of my eyes. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't this dude here, no. Prove it to me. Last thing.
Blow up. Longtime Cleveland sports reporter Tony Grossi has been. Now details on a Browns blow up. Longtime Cleveland sports reporter Tony Grossi has been suspended indefinitely after comments he made about Baker Mayfield.
Those comments were picked up inadvertently on a live microphone, and Brandon Simmons details the long-standing feud between the two.
Tony Grossi is well known and well respected in the Cleveland sports community, but today he's in hot water after comments he made about Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield during a live feed for The Land on Demand, ESPN Cleveland's podcast website. The derogatory comment used to refer to little people was captured by a hot microphone not intended to be public.
The Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Grossi and Mayfield's displeasure for one another precede the Browns drafting Mayfield, with Grossi critical of Baker's college play. And last October, the relationship appeared to hit a low point as Grossi questioned Baker after a Browns loss.
It seemed like there was a lack of urgency there, or was something going on.
There was a penalty, so we were negative yardage.
No, but there was a lot of time between snaps.
Well, when the penalty happened and we're behind the chains. No, stop saying but. I just told you the clock was running and we had a penalty. You want to give them the ball back? No, you don't play. You don't know it. That's just plain and simple.
Happy with that drive?
Was I happy with the drive? No, we didn't score points. It's the dumbest question you could ask. What? Jesus, Tony.
But today's comments crossed the line. ESPN Cleveland apologizing for Grossi's remarks and suspending him indefinitely. Grossi himself later issued a statement reading in part, "There's no excuse for using that language in any context." Continuing, "I apologize to Little People, Good Karma Brands, the Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield, to our listeners, and anyone else who was offended by my remark."
Now, this isn't the first time comments have gotten Grossi in trouble. The Plain Dealer took away his Browns beat reporter title back in 2012 following a tweet about then-team owner Randy Lerner calling him pathetic, Sarah.
All right, we'll continue to follow this one. Thanks, Brandon.
All I'm going to say is should do it with a backlash and responded like that. That man would have been thrown on the bus, cut off the team, everything. And then if Tony G done called Baker Mayfield short, but he was in love with Dylan Gabriel. I told y'all they quit paying that man. They quit paying Tony G to talk about Dylan Gabriel. If he called Baker Mayfield short back then, and now he was endorsing Dylan Gabriel, I don't know what he called him. They didn't say exactly. They just said a derogatory term towards short. But at the same time, they were criticizing Shedeur for not talking. Did Baker Mayfield snapped on him. And even when Shedeur confronted Tony G, he ain't even talk like that on well-off media. Well, you can't have two standards, bro. We got to be one standard, one line. Got to be equal for everybody. But it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Tell your friend about it, man. You already know. And don't forget, like I told y'all, a Savage and Terry, we doing big things over here. Trying to get the couple channel up. I need y'all to go subscribe, support. Even if you don't want to watch the video, I just need you to go subscribe. Just hit the like button and subscribe. You ain't got to watch the video. But we only got 2 right there. I'm working on the other ones. I'm working on the cruise trip. We did the cruise. Working on that one. And then I'm going to upload that one, but I'm probably going to do the Gatlinburg one first because that one funny. All of them going to be funny. But, yeah, we got some shorts up here, Savage and Terry shorts. The Miami, I'm telling y'all, that man was funny. That was funny. We had went to Disney World, and then the shorts, you know what I'm saying? Got good weed, good weed, good weed. Y'all got the weed if you need it.
We don't even smoke. All we smoke is a cigar, and that's occasional. That's every once in a while.
Got the good weed if you need it.
I'm tired of people asking me that. Like, dang, he whispering that to the white people.
Got good weed, good weed, good weed. You got to tell Diddy no. You got to tell him no. Diddy likes the part of it. You got to tell him no. You got to. Jeez.
That's who I want to hang out with.
Oh.
Yeah, William.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I'm getting a freak out people.
You said you want to go hang out. You ain't say with who? Ain't got no P either. Y'all can. Savage and Terry, man. Go watch the video. You the N-word? You the N-word? How tall you is? The Dittler. Yep. Hurry up, respond so I can get off. I'm trying to see. But I appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share, and tell your friend about the money, man. You already know. And y'all, Brown Time Opulence is coming back soon. I'm doing research right now. If y'all don't know, that's the stock and crypto channel. If you want to learn about investing, you want to learn about what stocks I'm about to get into, because when the correction happen, I ain't gonna say exactly when, but I'm predicting maybe in May when the stock market gonna do a correction. That means it's gonna go down and give us an opportunity to get in. Then yeah, y'all want to go over that Brown Time Opulence? We'll be back up and running soon. I'm telling y'all right now, we doing a lot of things. 5-10. I guess. But it is what it is. Appreciate y'all.
Change my life. I'm covered. I get it. I'm protected.
They ain't doubt the talent. They fear the outcome. They greased the stairs, told me climb anyway. Took the crown of the room, then said on your place. Film scream MVP, but they mute the sound. Bury truth in the dirt, let the lies do round. Draft night felt like a courtroom rig. Evidence clear, but the verdict fixed. Handshake snakes with a smile so wide. Crossed out my name with a permanent line. They scared of a king who can't be controlled. So they sell fake fear like truth got sold. Trying to break my spine before I touch the throne. But pressure only turn cold as stones. Watch this. They know facts. Facts! Woo! Riot lip, they cut the brakes on purpose. Woo! Turn the lane to a service. Woo! Fake stories, puppets and serpents. Woo! Buried alive, but the dirt was worthless. Who really pulled steer? Still come deep. Can't stop this. Still here. Still here. Still here. NFL pilots, first team refs locked behind steel doors. They feed me crumbs, then ask why I want more. Death chart like a graveyard shit. They bury talent, promote relationships. Coach cold shoulder like I'm bad for the brand. But I read the fences like God's own plan. They want silence, obedience, smile and wait. But I throw truth deep, can't check down fake. Trolls bark loud from a Wi-Fi cage. Throw rocks at a lion still in his cage. They pray I crack, they bet I fall. But I've been trained in the fight since before the call. Talk heavy, read that, cold blood. Facts! Even harder, they've been cutting the power. Every minute, every hour. Try to kill a seed, a forward flower. But I grew teeth in the dirt. Divorce. Impossible. Impossible. They tried to drown me. Forgot I was the way. Tried to bury me. Forgot I was the grave. You can't sabotage destiny. I came back different, eyes like war, smile gone mercy, left at the door. They tried to erase me like chalk and rain, but legends get carved, they don't wash away. From backup plans to the main event, they try to stall time, God his sin. Every lie they told built my skin. Now I'm bulletproof where they aim within. They wanted obedience, I wanted truth. Now the whole damn league gotta watch me move. Turn sabotage into gasoline. Lit the match, now I haunt they dreams. Look now, built different. Facts. Riot live, they cut the brakes on purpose. Turn the lane to a circus. Fake stories, puppets and serpents. Every alive, but the dirt was worthless. Who really pulled stands? Say them cutting up power. Say them cutting up power. Every minute, every hour, trying to kill the seed before it flowers. Like blue teeth in the dirt. Get bored. Get bored. I'm standing now. Facts. They try to sabotage the rise. But pressure don't destroy kings. It crowns them.